Hey guys, just quickly, welcome back to the channel. If you've been unsubscribed, please resubscribe. It's super annoying, I know, but it keeps happening. And if you do like the channel, then of course, subscribe. Hey, so it's pretty obvious by now, I think anyway, that everyone is kind of tired of dealing with the left. And I don't mean like everyone on the left, but I think most people, when it comes to left-wing policies, left-wing ideologies, we're just tired of them. We're tired of them because they keep fucking lying all the time. They keep moving the goalposts. They're never honest. And when you systematically outline why they're wrong and how they're wrong, they'll just ignore you and call you a fascist or a Nazi or a bigot or a racist or something. They're completely disingenuous. Trying to talk to them, trying to make them understand even the basics of the conversation is exhausting. It's mind-numbing. And I'm tired of it, guys. I'm tired of dealing with people that don't even know what they're talking about. They're actually morons. And they're the worst kinds of morons because they think they're smart. I might be one of them, right? I might be one of them. But at least I'm open to the idea that I could be a bit of a retard. It's possible. But these people vehemently refuse that they're even possibly incorrect. It's not even in the ballpark, guys. They are 100% right all of the time. And I'm tired of it. Like Dale Vince, whatever this weird gay guy is who's a millionaire in the UK, now he's going after billionaires. Blaming immigrants is the far right's favourite distraction. Is it? The real problem, billionaires hoarding wealth and dodging taxes. Well, here's the thing, Dale Vince. I don't care whether you're a millionaire. I don't care whether you're a billionaire. What I do care about, and what I think is the real problem in the UK, is it's full of quislings and traitors. Now, you can be a millionaire, or you can be completely poor. You can be a billionaire, or you can be in a normal 9-to-5, or be like Gary Neville, somewhere in between, where he's a millionaire who pretends to be working class. If you're a quisling and you're a traitor, you can be rich and be one of those. You can be poor and be one of those. You'll still be a problem to this country, though, and that's where the problem lies. It's got nothing to do with wealth disparity. It's got everything to do with your values and whether you actually love this country and whether you want the best for it. And that's it. There's too many people in this country that mean it ill will. Too many people in this country that mean it harm. They are the problem, not the millionaires and the billionaires. And then we've got this guy who has come out of nowhere. He's the member of the Green Party and he's literally being pushed all the time. I'm sick of him. I've not seen a single one of his videos because I can tell from his eyes and his face that he's a bit of a wrong 'un, guys. He looks like he keeps children in the basement against their will. I would check his hard drive. He's got that kind of face. He's all about the immigrants. He's all about mass immigration. He's all about anti-British bullshit that he wraps in British sentiment, using British values that aren't even real. And he talks about how, again, it's the rich, it's the billionaires, it's all these things that are the problems. And, of course, immigration. If you disagree with him, you're a racist and a fascist. Not a Nazi. Not a Nazi. They've changed it now to fascist because people were getting a little bit bored of Nazis. They tried calling people socialists for a while, even though they don't know what that is. I mean, I'll start again. So they started calling people Nazis, which is a socialist, and they then moved on to calling people fascists. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Same thing. They called people socialists for a little while, but most people don't know what that is. So they just went to fascist. It sounds worse. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all about just shaming you and shutting you up. Doesn't work anymore. Let's listen to a little bit of what he says.
Racist, fascist frame. The answer is not to blame the migrants. The answer is not to point at the small boats. The answer is to point at the private jets, the private yachts, and to multimillionaires and billionaires.
All right, okay, let's go point at some private jets and some private yachts, guys. I'm sure that will solve the whole fucking problem. Look at that yacht over there. Look at that yacht. Forget the immigrants, right, that are streaming onto the beach right now. No, look at that yacht over there. That yacht is the problem. This is the leader of a party in the UK, and he's saying that the problem is the billionaires and the millionaires in this country, not the illegal migrants, not the legal migrants, not the millions upon millions of people that have came into this country and the millions and millions of people that hate this country. That's not the problem. It's some imaginary billionaire or fascist, racist, or some bullshit that, whatever it is, right? Again, Jewish. And I'm not saying all Jews are bad guys, but like there's a pattern here. And every time I see someone like this, it reinforces that pattern. I'm getting very tired of seeing Jews in positions like this saying weird shit like this. It isn't all of you guys, but it's like the Muslim thing. If you allow your side to be represented by the very worst of you, then you're going to be represented by the very worst of you, and people will associate the very worst of you with all of you. And just like a lot of people now are calling for Muslims to be quietly exported out of the West, if this shit keeps going on, you guys will follow. It will happen. It is just people seeing things and patterns forming, and that's it. That's how it happens. That's how it's always happened. So, again, I've got nothing against this guy. It's just he doesn't look like a good guy. He says weird shit. Actually, yeah, I do. I have something against him. I don't like him. He's anti-British. He is anti-white. And he calls everyone that disagrees with him a racist or a fascist, etc. I'm just tired of these people. I'm tired of this guy. And then we've got people like Thomas Stanfield who say that Yaxley Lennon, because Yaxley Lennon has an Irish passport, which is weird, right? It is very strange. Again, like there's too many things with Tommy Robinson that I just don't sit well with me. His friend groups, the things that he says, his actions. I'm not his biggest fan. That's all I'll say. I'm not Tommy Robinson's biggest fan. And Tommy Robinson is not my biggest fan. So it's fine. He doesn't give a shit about me, so I don't need to give a shit about him. That being said, I've got nothing against the guy, Irish passport or not. I wouldn't go around calling him a hypocrite, and certainly not calling him a fascist, again. Because, look guys, this is a fascist, right? An actual fascist is an ultranationalist authoritarian that wants to crush unions, jail dissenters, merge corporations with the state, and engage in perpetual war. Doesn't sound like Tommy Robinson. It doesn't sound like any of the people that they're calling fascists. So again, every time someone says that you're a fascist or they're a fascist, I immediately think,
are you fucking stupid?
Well, that's a fucking retard talking right now, or an NPC. I pretty much don't need to engage in anything they say because they've just made themselves sound stupid. Again, I'm just saying, the pattern, it's there a lot, and it's not my job to ignore the pattern. It's not my job not to put the pieces together. It's probably the people that are doing this that should be called out, not me for pointing it out, okay? So, Lord of the Flies, the remake has been race-swapped, of course it has, and the child who was hunted is now a black kid, and he's hunted by a bunch of white kids, because of course. And it's done by the same guy that race-swapped that adolescence TV show, where they took the real-life story of a black murderer and race-swapped him into a little white kid. And again, this is the guy that did all that. Again, the patterns, guys. When you've got all the human rights activists, or a lot of them in the UK, that seem to be from a certain tribe that isn't the English, patterns mount up. And it's not just that certain group, it's also this group as well, who say everything that they need to say in order to gain some kind of empathy or some kind of sympathy towards them, their culture, their journey, or whatever, but they're full of shit. You know, they talk about haram, like Western culture in itself is haram to Muslims, but they're, like this says, he's wearing an outfit made in America, eyeglasses made in Germany, he's talking through a microphone made in Britain, and he's wearing a watch made in France. You see, if the Western culture really was haram, if the West itself was really a terrible dystopia, where people didn't have freedoms, didn't have free speech, didn't have any of the things that made our countries great, number one, these guys wouldn't move here. But then they also wouldn't be able to use the internet, mobile phones, eat junk food, drive a car, use an aeroplane. They're all haram. They're all Western culture. They're all Western. So it seems like, and I said it here, it seems like haram means whatever the guy in charge wants it to. Almost as though the religion is made up. Weird. And again, right, I just want to say, this is all horrible shit, by the way. I'm not talking about anything good here. There was a woman, I can't remember where she's from. Oh, Germany. German mayor, Iris Stolzer. Apparently she was tortured for hours in her basement by her own adopted daughter. Stabbed, all sorts of stuff. Managed to eventually get out and call the police. But again, like liberals, what are you doing? Why would you adopt people that are from cultures and backgrounds and IQ levels that are very different from yours and expect them to integrate? I'm not shocked by stuff like this because integration is very difficult, even if you understand the culture and you understand your place in that culture. When you're brought into a Western society that doesn't even understand itself, how are you meant to understand your place in it? So I'm not surprised when these people flip out and go batshit and start stabbing and killing people because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're there, and they're being told constant lies about why they're there, their place in this society, their meaning in this society. All of it's bullshit. All of it's made up by the left. And of course, in my opinion, it's made up by the left to destroy the West. They're doing a very good job at it right now because the first people they went after is the straight, middle-aged white women. Amazing. Get them on your side and society will just fall apart. And that's why I think the right needs the working class women on their side, on our side. The middle class white women. If we could even do it, the middle class lesbians, the crazy ones, get them on our side as well. They'll do our bidding. They'll be going out with the placards and doing all the marches and stuff. They'll have to give up a few cats. So it's probably not likely, get a boyfriend, husband, have some babies. So yeah, it's probably not likely. But again, getting women on your side is pretty much the first thing that they did in order to get through all of these policies and all this bullshit to let what's happened happen. Because what's happened is this. They managed to convince the women that the orcs were friendly, the orcs were peaceful, the orcs needed to come to our country. And then once that happened, they realised that the orcs weren't peaceful. The orcs weren't cultured. The orcs didn't really like us at all. In fact, the orcs just wanted our land and our women. But, the left, even the BBC, constantly lies and gaslights people about what's happening. When they say stuff like, Scotland's deaths outnumber births, so why is the population still rising? Again, guys, we know why it's rising. It's because the UK is being flooded with millions of people that don't belong here. So yes, that's why it's still rising. BBC News, thank you, you disingenuous twat. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the left will constantly lie and gaslight and obfuscate the truth. Also, you don't wake up. Also, you don't realise. Also, you don't demand change. It's absolutely mental, guys, and it's not going to stop. Here's another one. Patriotism banned in Tower Hamlets. So we invited a bunch of Muslim foreigners into our country. They created a ghetto in Tower Hamlets, and now they've voted, the foreigners have voted, that English people are not allowed to fly their flag in Tower Hamlets. And this will move throughout the country as the ghettoisation spreads outwards from the cities into the urban, the rural areas. We'll see more and more of this. I mean, it's obviously not going to stop, guys. It's obviously not going to stop. And there's a lot of people right now that are speaking out. But number one, just recognise when they're gaslighting you. Recognise when they're lying to you. And then just stamp all over their beliefs. Absolutely tear them to shreds. Now, I remember there was the last video I made, right? Richard Bacon. He was on the BBC, I think it was. And he was saying that it's incredibly racist for British people in this country to say that this country should remain white. And he was saying that flying your flag was symbolism for a person saying that this is a white country. And he thought that was disgusting. I immediately just thought how insane that was. Because imagine you were saying that about any other country. And number one, that would be mental. But then turn that around. How mental is it to say that a white country should be more brown, and if you don't want it to be more brown, then you're a racist? That sounds like the opposite world to me. That sounds like he's actually being the racist one, saying that white countries shouldn't exist, white people shouldn't have their own country, and if you say that that's not right, then you're a racist. That's basically what he was saying. So again, don't let them gaslight you, don't let them pull on your heartstrings and try and convince you that something's wrong. Because at the same time they're saying that to you, saying that you're a racist, you're a piece of shit, whatever, they're sending these leaflets out to the immigrants. If you're a new immigrant to Germany and wish to have sex with a gay German man, actually it doesn't even say gay, it just says a German man, he might be straight, check out the German government's helpful website for instructions. Most German men will be happy to have gay sex. I mean, I've never been to Germany, but that sounds sus. With immigrants, but it's important to ask first. Does that mean that there was a massive increase in gay rape in Germany? So they had to let out these leaflets to make the migrants aware that they're not allowed to just go around bumming guys without their consent? So, as you can see, there's a pattern here, guys. From the left, they just lie. They openly just lie about everything. They've been trying to convince us for decades that we should be open and tolerant and that diversity is our strength. And now that we're realizing that it was never true, it was a complete fucking lie, now we're trying to get some semblance of control and cohesion. They're flipping out. They're losing it. They've moved from calling us Nazis because we laughed in their face to now fascists and other things. And again, I think the state itself will eventually land on terrorists because that's the only one they can legally enforce. If they call you a terrorist because you say that you don't want more diversity, they can lock you up. That's where it's going. And of course, I don't think we're going to get any help from America. Although Donald Trump, I don't know, like he does rip the piss out of Keir Starmer. I've seen that on a number of occasions. I don't think he likes him. But I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough to do anything. He might take the piss out of Keir. He might rib him a little. He might embarrass him. I mean, look at this.
United Kingdom. Where's United Kingdom? Where's our friend? Come here. Is everything going good?
Very good.
It's very nice that you're here. These people all came in like 20-minute notice. And I think it's fantastic. And we have so many others, and just so many others. And
yeah, fuck you. Anyway, I do like that. I do like that he got put in his place. I can tell that he hated that so much, right? But this is a guy that prefers Davos over Westminster.
Let us just ask you quickly. You have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
This is an internationalist over being a nationalist. He doesn't care about this country. He doesn't care about the flags. He doesn't care about our history. He doesn't care about you, and he doesn't care about me. All he cares about is his reputation, his legacy, and his place in history. I guess, maybe. Again, like being the worst prime minister ever is at least better than just being a boring one. You know, at least he's got that going for him. But I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to ever let us drag ourselves out of this situation. It's going to take something huge, I think. Nigel Farage, everyone knows, right? I don't believe in Nigel Farage. I think it's a setup. I think it's all a con. I think he's a charlatan. And I think Zaya Youssef is the person that you're going to be electing if you do vote for reform. That's probably not going to be good news for the country. That's all I'm saying. So, is there any way out of this? Probably, yeah. But it needs it needs more and more people to wake up and realise this. Like the marchers, they need to move from, let's say it was 1 million people in London. No, it needs to be 2 million. And then it needs to be 4 million. I don't know how long we've got, guys. Obviously, this is happening with pace. We've got so many Muslims now in positions of power.
We need more role models like this. Many more Muslim men and women at the top of British businesses, many more Muslim soldiers in the highest level of command, and of course more Muslims in our parliament. So there's not just one Muslim in the cabinet and one in the shadow cabinet, but British Muslims all across government in positions of leadership and authority.
And it's never going to get better unless we do something about it. They will only increase in numbers, and as they increase in numbers, They'll start putting through legislation that will make Islamophobia illegal. They'll ban dogs. They'll make halal meat nationwide. They'll restrict voting into certain areas where Muslims have preferential voting rights. Lots of things will be done to ensure that they get more and more Muslims into positions of power. And eventually they'll just enact Sharia law, and they'll make the white British slaves or second-class citizens in all but name. And if you don't believe that that will happen, then just look at Lebanon. It's already happened. It's happened multiple times. Just because we are the English and we live in England, it doesn't mean that it can't happen to us. And yeah, it just needs people to wake up. That's all I can say, guys. I just wanted to highlight a few things today. There was no big story. I just really wanted to go over a lot of the little nitpicks that piss me off every time I go online, because it winds me up. I'm sick of seeing this shit. And it's always so small that it's not really going to make a big story. I can't really make anything out of it. So sack it. I'll just talk about all the little annoying things instead. And they are. They're annoying because it's so easy to see, and yet they refuse to see it. And obviously the ones that do see it and have malicious intent, they just openly lie about it. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. If you do like the channel, please subscribe. And guys, I will say this. If you have been fuck it. You know what? Never mind. I'll see you later.